my mission is to encourage my brothers and wake up the African peoples to unify our continent, Africa. Since 1963, the hero of the African unity, Kwame Nkrumah, wanted to unify Africa since that time in one state, one government.
African leaders that why not adopt a language that by the African Union, so that the entire continent of Africa will use that language. And I heard President Museveni of Uganda was also talking about one good thing that we have that nobody has it is that we were very lucky that our ancestors are very creative when it comes to language. So they created Swahili. And then when we came here, my elder here was greeting us in Swahili. So my elder, I just wanted to find out from you, like, must we use Swahili as our national language, the entire continent of Africa? And is it possible to do that?
Yeah, we must dump English and French. Then we start Swahili is better.
And what I heard is that the African Union adopted Swahili when our Queen Mother, when she was the African Union chairperson, Zuma of South Africa. Yeah. So she said Africa should use Swahili. What do you think is stopping us from adopting Swahili? Because we can see some African countries even want to adopt Mandarin, the Chinese language. But when it comes to Swahili, that does not belong to nobody. It was created by our ancestors. We are scared to use it. Yeah. Why? What is the reason?
No, Swahili is from our roots.
Yes.
Not English, Portuguese, and other languages.
So why are we not using it? That's my question. Like, why is that? Do you think that the African Union is scared to adopt that Swahili, or what is the reason that they are not pushing for that? Because it's been part of their agenda 2063. Yeah, and like they are not using it. Like, why? What could be the reason?
Yeah, because other thing we are ignoring.
They don't have the balls.
Yeah, we don't want to use our own language. Yeah, even our own Bantu languages. Even at schools, our governments, they are forcing us to using colonial languages.
Yeah. And then when you use your own language, it becomes like a vernacular. Yeah. I remember they used to beat us for speaking our own.
Yeah, but if you go like in Germany, you're finding German people, they're speaking African language. They are busy learning African language so that they will come one day and raping our land.
Continue to...
Yeah, because for that time, our kids, they will forget our own languages. And for them, they will learn our language.
Wow. You know, what you said there, by then, we will forget our own language.
Yeah, us will forget our language.
And they'll come back and teach us our language.
Yeah.
And it's, wow, that's a new...
Yeah.
That's deep, you know. Yeah. I never...
So when they come back and they teach your own language, you will more listen to them because you will think they are better than you. See, so the educational system in Africa itself, because you think what Abraham is doing and the other African, Rwanda and Uganda, you know, these African countries, and what Gaddafi have done. Who kills Gaddafi? Gaddafi was not killed by Americans. Gaddafi was killed by Africans.
Yeah, it's true.
Because if Africans could not unite,
yeah, and
you have killed your own.
And that was the same question I asked you earlier.
And Mugabe, you understand?
Yeah.
They killed their own because, as I told you, the balls are tied.
We always compromise to bring ourselves down.
Yeah, so we don't compromise to bring ourselves down. We are already bought to bring ourselves down. So we have.
But why do we allow that though?
Because the greatness is coming corruption. One thing I forget to tell you is that when you hear them calling comrade, then you must know it's corrupt. Comrade is the evil.
And what's Commonwealth?
Commonwealth is the ruler that rules. You see?
Okay, that's a very good point there. The Commonwealth, I don't know if you want to chip in, because Commonwealth, they claim that our wealth is common. That is what they mean by that. So let's say the Commonwealth countries, Ghana, Nigeria, and Britain, their wealth is common. So if my children come to your house, they have the right to get into your kitchen and take whatever they want and eat. But if your children come to my house, they don't have that right. So if British people, in the name of the Commonwealth, they can go to a Commonwealth country, they can come to Commonwealth country in Africa and have all the privileges. But if an African from a Commonwealth country want to go to Britain, that is where you see what Commonwealth really means. It's just a tool to continue to dominate over us. So do you think African leaders should do, those so-called Commonwealth leaders, do you think they should do away with that? Because Commonwealth, in my opinion, there's nothing common between the wealth of Africa and that of Britain. What do you think?
That's a robbery.
Sure.
Because we were having kings, they were not having kings. But later now they declare that they are having kings, and they declare that we should not have kings. So our kings should, queens and kings should now be turned around and now should be renamed as chiefs. Ours is not a kingdom anymore. Should be called something like a democratic country. Theirs should be called the Queen of England.
And you talk about...
We must unite now. We must have one army. We must have one currency. We must have one foreign policy. We must be united.